Hi and welcome, Kat from Sacred Soul Rising. So, a question I get asked an awful lot is, does my divine masculine go through the spiritual awakening? Are they going through it at exactly the same time as me? Do they feel exactly how I feel? Well, let's break this down. So, on soul recognition, when that energy is built to a certain point and the soul recognizes itself in the other, at that point, that is when the intensity for both twins feels so incredibly intense. And so when you are asking, or when anybody is asking me, does soul recognition happen? Does my twin divine masculine, do they feel what I feel during bubble love phase? Yes, they do. Do they feel that intensity that I am feeling? Yes, they do. I want to also stress here that, this is an awakening of the soul. The soul is awakening here. And so, the chakras are coming alive. So both twins are feeling that incredible sensation running up. Kundalini activation is very, very intense, depending on where your main core wound is. So for some people, they will feel very intense energy pulsing up the body. It might feel even quite sexual. For other people, it will feel raw, emotional pain in their heart. And for others, they will feel this intense, like in the solar plexus, like they've been stabbed in the stomach. The pain will feel so intense. So I want you to know that you can feel it in different ways, but both twins are feeling that intense connection. And I also want to say is, you both mirror the same core wound. Now, how you project it out in the 3D is often different, but the energy underlying, and often people will go, no, their core wound is not the same as my core wound. It is. It is one soul, but how you process it and how you deal with it, remember, you have different personalities. You have gone through different things in your life, so your personalities are different, but at soul level you are just the same. It is, when the chakras align, they align perfectly, but how you process it is different. And divine feminine goes first on this journey. I'm sorry to say it, divine feminine. Often people at this point will go, why, Kat? Why? It's just how it is. You're the more spiritual twin. And often people go, well, I don't know, but you are. Divine feminine, you are the spiritual part. You are the conscious part. Whereas divine masculine, and often at this point people go, well, no, my divine masculine is pretty spiritual. You are leading the connection. Basically, if you are pushing all that energy onto them, they're going to feel it very, very intensely. We're talking about energy. Think about it as that battery, that is the positive polarity is pushing on to the negative polarity. So you lead the connection, and that's why it's really important that divine feminine learns how to work with her energy. In my quantum healing course, that is one of the key things we learn, is how to work with the energy. That's why, 21 days of self-healing is so incredibly important, because you learn how to work with your own energy. This journey, I often talk about this journey, and I will say that people will go, I'll say, oh, have you read The Alchemist? Have you read The Power Now? And they'll go, oh, yes, I love The Alchemist. It's one of my favourite books. I loved reading that book. And I'll go, well, now you're not reading the book. Now you are learning how to alchemize your own energy. And that is what the journey is. So you stop pushing onto the other body, and you learn how to bring the energy back to you. You learn how to move through your own energy, and healing on this journey is incredibly important, but not to go to a healer, but to learn how, when those big emotions rise, the core wound is activated on this journey. And the core wounds are, abandonment, fear, lack, betrayal, always looking for, validation outside of the self. These are the core wounds that are really activated on this journey. And you have to learn how to self-master. You are learning how to self-master on this journey. And that's why, often people will go to me, Kat, how do I learn how to self-master? That's why my quantum healing course is there. So you learn how to heal at every level. And so you're not going, okay, I'm going to go to a healer and have some healing because I'm feeling, fear or lack of this. And then 2 years later, you have to go back. This journey catapults you into your own healing. You can do nothing but work through your own, core wounds and your own trauma. This is for you to alchemize that energy, and so it dissipates out once and for all. An awakening journey is to awaken you into a higher state of frequency. And so you release all those lower, dense frequencies. And so you're no longer in that victim mode. You're no longer looking at the world that everything is happening to you, but instead you sit in that amazing vibration of gratitude, of love and abundance. Often people on this journey have major core wounds regarding money, regarding love, regarding relationships. This is not, you cannot have those lower vibrations on this journey. This journey is a frequency of abundance and love and gratitude for every living thing. And whilever you're in those lower frequencies, it will hold you back. So this journey is about learning how to alchemize the energy, and you've got to detox in order to do that. You've got to bring that focus back to you. And once you start to do that, then you can start to surrender. Once you start to surrender over to divine, then you can start to move into those higher frequencies of energy. People will often say to me, Kat, I went and worked with this incredible monk or incredible yogi that, had studied for years and years in the mountains, and, they'd reached that path of enlightenment. Well, guess what? You're doing it, but you're doing it in the 3D. You're doing it with children around you, with Lego, with career, with your job, with your family. You are still having to alchemize that energy, and that is not easy. You don't get the luxury of just sitting alone in a mountain in a little cave. You have to do it in the 3D. And guess what? That is where the true master lies. The true self-mastery lies when you can alchemize all those triggers that come to you in the 3D in everyday life. It's 13:13 on my clock now, and I think that's a beautiful recognition and synchronicity to say, this is your journey now. If you need more help and support on how to shift through this journey, my website is there to help and support you. Remember, if you're looking at taking one of my courses, there is 25% off with the code SUMMER. Make sure you put it in the voucher code before you purchase. I send you so much love, many blessings.